Rewind the clock 1 year and the conversation around Johnny Gaudrow and the Calgary Flames was much, much different. On April 14, 2021, the Flames were 5th in the North Division, 6 points back of Montreal, and with 3 more games played. There was a clear divide in the division and Calgary was on the wrong side of it. They had been one of Canada's best teams in the latter half of 2019-20 before the pause, so this was a hugely disappointing development within a Canada-only division. Darryl Sutter was hired in March to try and save it, and though things did get better, the Flames just felt off. Knowing that big contract decisions were upcoming in the summer of 2022, that finish opened the door to debate on where the Flames should go from here. Matthew Tkachuk, once thought to be the future captain when Mark Giordano left, was not seen as such an automatic choice for that role anymore. Giordano was claimed in the expansion draft by Seattle. One of the bigger lingering issues was what should happen with Gaudrow. The mid-round draft find in 2011 has been a franchise cornerstone. He's been a top 3 scorer on the team in each of his 8 seasons, and the top scorer on 5 occasions. But with his contract expiring in 2022, he wasn't necessarily an automatic re-sign. For one, Gaudrow's postseason production has left something to be desired, with 19 points in 30 career playoff games. Aside from that, his 2018-19 season seemed to be the peak, when he posted a then-career-high 99 points. In the 2 seasons that followed, Goldrow posted 58 points in 70 games and 49 in 56. Good seasons to be sure, but a clear drop-off from where he had been before. Tkachuk was also up for a new contract in 2022, an RFA due a $9 million qualifying offer, and 1 year away from UFA status. Then Andrew Mangiapane emerged and he also is an RFA, 1 year from UFA status, in 2022. So there was debate if the Flames should have traded Gaudrow at last year's trade line to get out ahead of it, or if it should have happened in the summer. It seemed like something of an inevitable move. In 2021-22, though, it's fascinating how the whole situation has been turned on its head. Today, the Flames are neck and neck with the Maple Leafs as Canada's best regular season team, and are second in the Western Conference. Gaudrow is having a new career-best season. With 101 points in 73 games, he's 4th in league scoring. By the end of the season, he could finish with the second-best offensive campaign in Flames history. So is he an automatic re-sign now? It's complicated. What is Johnny Gaudrow worth on his next contract? First, we have to consider that Gaudrow is a left winger, a position that tends to be a tier lower than center on the max earning power scale. So we have to view how the market has shaped up within that context. Gaudrow currently makes $6.75 million against the salary cap on a contract he signed in 2016. At that time, his deal accounted for 9.25% of the salary cap. If you take that same percentage today, on an $82.5 million cap, it comes out to about $7.6 million. That's probably the low end of what we could look for on a Gaudrow extension. He's already the 16th highest paid left winger in the league, and after the season he's sure to rise up that list. How high? Consider these comparables at the top of the position. Artemi Panarin, New York Rangers. Cap hit, $11.642 million, signed in 2019. Term, 7 years. Cap percentage at time of signing, 14.29. Status at time of signing, UFA. Jamie Benn, Dallas Stars. Cap hit, $9.5 million, signed in 2016. Term, 8 years. Cap percentage at time of signing, 13.01. Status at time of signing, pending UFA. Alex Ovechkin, Washington Capitals. Cap hit, $9.5 million, signed in 2021. Term, 5 years. Cap percentage at time of signing, 11.66. Status at time of signing, pending UFA. Kirill Kaprizov, Minnesota Wild. Cap hit, $9 million, signed in 2021. Term, 5 years. Cap percentage at time of signing, 11.04. Status at time of signing, RFA. Ben appears to be the outlier here, but it's worth remembering he had won the Art Ross in 2015. Besides that, this does appear to be a tier of players above Gaudrow, even after his 100-plus point campaign. Although, we always need to keep in mind that if he were to hit the open market in July, all bets are off, and that variable could be a factor in negotiations. Jeff Skinner got $9 million with plenty of term when he hit the market in 2019. The tier below this group in terms of AAV is interesting because it includes a lot of RFA re-signings. Brady Tkachuk, Andrei Svechnikov, Patrick Lane, and Kyle Connor all fall here. But given their RFA status and how the teams still held control, they aren't direct comparables to Gaudrow's situation. The next three players, who all make $7 million against the cap, are interesting to compare. Gabriel Landeskog, the captain of the Colorado Avalanche, got his payday and max term just last summer, right before he hit the open market. That's 8.59% of this year's cap. Anders Lee got his 8.59% share in 2019, and Max Pacioretty got his payday after being acquired by Vegas in 2018. Perhaps Gaudrow would have fit neater into this group if either he didn't have such a standout contract season, or if the cap wasn't on the rise again, with a big jump expected in 3 years. But even though some of you out there might be screaming about how you'd rather have one or two of these guys instead of Gaudrow, it is hard to see how he settles for $7 million before testing the open market. When Taylor Hall, a past Hart Trophy winner, became a UFA in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic and flat cap situation, he signed a one-year deal with Buffalo worth $8 million. And honestly, that feels like the best place to start for Gaudrow. It's probably more comparable than the $6 million AAV and 4-year deal Hall signed with the Bruins just last off-season. He wasn't coming off a kind of year Gaudrow is having, and he found a place that he wanted to be after bouncing around a little. The only thing that might keep Gaudrow below $8 million is if he just wants to be in Calgary and is okay to settle for a bit less than his maximum earning potential. If and the owners are happy with the way I've played here in the past 6 to 7 years, and it's something we can figure out, Gaudrow said at the end of last season. I would love to do that. I love the city of Calgary. I love playing here. I don't think I've ever once said I haven't wanted to be here. If Gaudrow were to get, say, $8.5 million on an extension, it would make him the 6th highest paid left winger in the NHL by AAV, and that 10.3 cap percentage would also be 6th at the position at the time of signing. While the RFAs just below him have future higher earning potential, this would be Gaudrow's biggest payday of his career. And that number, $8.5 million, feels about right. We just wonder how much his playoff performance this spring could sway that number, or Calgary's willingness to invest it in him. What does Calgary's cap picture look like? We mentioned earlier that Gaudrow isn't the only important piece of business the Flames need to resolve this summer. Tkachuk, also on pace for 100 points, needs a big money, multi-year extension. If he goes to arbitration instead and takes a one-year deal, he'd be walking right into UFA status in 2023. That's probably not where the Flames want to go with him. Mangiapane has slowed lately, but he did have a breakout campaign, and has scored 31 times. Oliver Keelington, another RFA, has had a breakout season of his own, and will get a notable raise on his $750,000 as well. Calgary's other pending UFAs include Kye Jarnkrok, Ryan Carpenter, Brett Ritchie, Trevor Lewis, Nikita Zadorov, Eric Gudbranson, and Michael Stone. Highly unlikely they're all back. The picture is this: Calgary will go into the off-season with roughly $26 million in projected cap space, per cap friendly. That's with 10 skaters and 2 goalies already under contract. Let's pencil in Gaudrow at $8.5 million, but keep it in our minds that he could reach $9 million. Tkachuk will get at least $9 million on the qualifying offer, and possibly more if he extends multiple years. For right wingers, Mitch Marner is the highest paid at $10.93 million and Patrick Kane next at $10.5 million. Mark Stone and Nikita Kucherov are third at $9.5 million. Given the history of Tkachuk family negotiations,